Hey guys, so I forgot to do an intro to this video because I suck, but this is going to be my homemade granola video. I have been wanting to do this video for the longest time, and you guys have requested it, and I'm so excited to be doing it. So this is one of the most easiest things you can ever make, and if you love granola, then you will absolutely love making this. It's so easy, and I love making it. It's probably one of my favorite things that I came up with. I have not used anybody's tutorial or recipe video for it. But make sure to let me know if you guys use it, but I will leave everything down below, like what you need to use and stuff down below so you guys can see it a little bit better, and let's get on with the video.
So here's what you're going to use. I used some pancake syrup. This has maple syrup in it, so that's what I used. Some coconut, cinnamon, and some oats. I also added brown sugar, but I did not show that. Right here, I'm going to add the oats. I did show 2 fingers, meaning I was going to put 2 scoops in it, but I ended up putting 3 because I wanted to make a bigger batch. It's up to you however much you want to make. If you're the only person eating it, I would just add 1 to 2 scoops, but my whole family loves this, so that's why I ended up using 3. I'm going to add some cinnamon. You don't have to add cinnamon. It's very, very optional because I did add coconut, and you couldn't really taste a ton of cinnamon, but if you did not add coconut, I recommend it. But I added a couple, I guess, dustings of cinnamon, and then I added most of the bag of the coconut. I did not add the whole thing because it was just going to be too much. So I did add more after that little pouring of it, but I did leave whatever you guys can see right here. I left that in the bag for after, and I'm just going to mix that up, and then after I mix it all up, I'm going to start adding the pancake syrup or maple syrup, whatever you want to call it. I know it's not real maple syrup, but it does have maple syrup in it, so I'm going to keep adding it until all of it clumps together, kind of like wet sand. I know that sounds so bad, but when it clumps together, that's the best part, but you don't want it to be too wet. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the brown sugar. The pancake syrup or maple syrup did give it some sweetness, but I didn't add a ton of that into my mixture because I didn't need it. So you don't want it to be really clumpy. You want it to kind of be some clumps, but some just regular. Go for it because it will get clumpy once you actually bake it. So once I actually started, I forgot to tell you guys to preheat the oven to 350. That is what I cook mine on or bake mine in because I like how it goes. It's slow, but it does not burn. Now I'm going to take some aluminum foil. I went to get it, but you can see me in my PJs just now. I'm sorry, but it was morning when I was making this. So I'm just going to take some aluminum foil and spray that with some nonstick cooking spray. You don't need a lot of oil or anything on this because it just doesn't need it. But I did that so that it would not stick and I wouldn't have a hard time getting it off the pan. Now I'm going to pour my granola onto a pan. Like I said, I already lined it with aluminum foil. You can line it with parchment paper, whatever you want to line it with. And I went ahead and put it in the oven. It was at 340 when I put it in the oven, but of course it would heat up by the time it got cooked. Then I'm going to, like I said, put it in the oven, and I'm going to put it in there for 5 minutes. I always cook my granola on 5 minutes. I think that that's just the best time, and then you will see what I do in just a second. But like I said, 5 minutes is the best for me, and that will get it cooked basically so that the granola is not tough. And then I put it on broil on 525 for 3 minutes, and once that is done, your granola is finished and you can take it out of the oven. Do not eat it as soon as it comes out of the oven. You can, but it's not thick, it's not gooey, it's not as good as you want it to be. So I always let mine sit and I get my yogurt or whatever I'm eating with it. You can just put milk in this, it would be amazing, but I always put mine with some yogurt and some other things. So you will see right here I am making the baby and I some things. So I put my favorite yogurt. This is from Aldi's. I love it. It's a healthier yogurt, but I just like the taste of it better. So I'm just going to put some vanilla yogurt in a bowl for me and the baby, and then I'm going to cut up some banana and add the granola and some extra coconut to the bowl. So right here, I added some bananas to my bowl, and then the baby came and wanted some bite bites, as she says. So I gave her some, and I cut it off on accident. I was trying to show her eating it, but I cut it off because I was trying to put it in her mouth without getting it everywhere. But I'm going to add some yogurt to her little bowl. I love these bowls so much. I know this is kind of like changing the subject, but she has a little tray that she eats on, and it suctions to the actual tray, and it's amazing. It's a lifesaver. So I'm just going to cut up some bananas, and I cut her bananas in half because she always gets choked on a whole piece of banana. So I cut hers in half, added a little bit of granola and then added some extra coconut. She did not eat all of this, but I did give her the ability to if she wanted it. So I did the same thing to mine, added a lot more granola though, and then I added the bananas before the granola, and then I added some extra coconut to the empty spot. So here is what it looks like. Absolutely love this recipe. Make sure to tell me if you do use the recipe because it's so easy to make and it's amazing. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up and tell me down below some more recipe ideas, and I will see you guys in my next video.
Hold up.